Saint Louie de Montfort, Secret of the Rosary, 28th Rose. Saint Augustine assures us that there is no spiritual exercise more fruitful or more useful than the frequent reflection on the sufferings of our Lord. Blessed Albert the Great, who had Saint Thomas Aquinas as his student, learned in a revelation that by simply thinking of or meditating on the Passion of Jesus Christ, a Christian gains more merit than if he had fasted on bread and water every Friday for a year, or had beaten himself with the discipline once a week till blood flowed, or had recited the whole book of Psalms every day. If this is so, then how great must be the merit we can gain from the Rosary, which commemorates the whole life and passion of our Lord. Our Lady one day revealed to Blessed Alain de la Roche that, after the holy sacrifice of the Mass, which is the first and most living memorial of our Lord's Passion, there was indeed no more excellent devotion or one of greater merit than that of the Rosary, which is like a second memorial and representation of the life and passion of Jesus Christ. Father Dorland relates that in 1481, the date given in the manuscript is 1481, but it should be 1431, Our Lady appeared to the Venerable Dominic, a Carthusian devoted to the Holy Rosary, who lived at Treves, and said to him, "Whenever one of the faithful, in a state of grace, says the Rosary while meditating on the mysteries of the life and passion of Christ, he obtains full and entire remission of all his sins." She also said to Blessed Alain, "I want you to know that, although there are numerous indulgences already attached to the recitation of my Rosary, I shall add many more to every 5 decades for those who, free from serious sin, say them with devotion, on their knees. And whosoever shall persevere in the devotion of the Holy Rosary, with its prayers and of the penalty and the guilt of all his sins at the end of his life. And let this not seem incredible to you, it is easy for me because I am the mother of the King of Heaven, and he calls me full of grace. And being filled with grace, I am able to dispense it freely to my dear children." Saint Dominic was so convinced of the efficacy of the Rosary and its great value that, when he heard confessions, he hardly ever gave any other penance, as we have seen in the story I told you of the lady in Rome to whom he gave only a single rosary. Saint Dominic was a great saint, and other confessors also ought to walk in his footsteps by asking their penitents to say the Rosary with meditation on the sacred mysteries, rather than giving them other penances which are less meritorious and less pleasing to God, less likely to help them to advance in virtue, and not as efficacious in helping them to avoid sin. Moreover, while saying the Rosary, people gain numerous indulgences which are not attached to many other devotions. As Abbot Blosius says, the Rosary, with meditation on the life and passion of Christ, is certainly most pleasing to our Lord and his Blessed Mother, and is a very successful means of obtaining all graces. We can say it for ourselves as well as for those who have been recommended to our prayers and for the whole Church. Let us turn, then, to the Holy Rosary in all our needs, and we shall infallibly obtain the graces we ask for from God to attain our salvation.